Hello and welcome. Today I am showing you my preferred way to brake a rally car. If you want to know how, please click that subscribe button and give this video a like or dislike if you don't like it, whatever. Anyway, let's be serious here. We're doing a post-mortem on what ended our Olympus rally in the Mini. Well, you can see the most obvious reason. This is what happened. That's what ended us on day 2. But I'm going to go a bit more into what actually happened to cause this and what I'm going to do to prevent that. So I made a little mock-up with some parts to show you how exactly the Mini suspension is set up normally. You can see on the rear, right here, the strut sits or attaches to the trailing arm pretty low, right here. And then you have a lower control arm that sits right behind it. Now what happened is there's obviously a bolt holding that that strut to the trailing arm. And you can see the remnants of the bolt. So that's what happened is it looks like that bolt actually started to back out a bit through all the vibrations and rough roads and everything that Rally provides. So it backed out, sheared, and then the strut, no longer being held to the trailing arm, shot down. So that's what this looks like. That broke, this shot down, turned, and then the control arm sat right behind this bend and provided where that nice kink is. And the car just drug this strut right down the road. So this is why you can see that very sharp angle. That didn't exist, and really, I didn't drag the strut for very far, but you can see that gravel is so abrasive, it just wore this down, and now, I mean, there's nothing there left. So how do we fix this? Well, there is a guy, his name is Chris Wilson, who rallies a Mini down in Costa Rica. He's right now going through a project of ripping out all the driveline and everything and actually replacing it with a Subaru Boxer motor, a 2.5, and going all-wheel drive with all Subaru parts. So he has a lot of his Mini parts up for sale. So I bought his rear trailing arms, and I'll show you what he's done to help with this very problem. So here's what Chris did. He built this bracket, this steel bracket that attaches to like the sway bar end link, and I'm honestly not quite sure what this is, and another spot underneath here. Put this whole aluminum protection with this is a mud flap to protect it from abrasion. And with this bracket, he has actually made it to lock that bolt into place. So you take off the lock, you bolt it in, and then you put the lock back on. On the other side, he has it ground down so that the nut on the other side cannot spin. It's a really good idea. I like it. There's a Mini in Canada that took a much more complicated approach and actually redesigned this whole setup so that the strut actually attaches higher up, and then his shock tower actually goes higher up into the Mini to compensate. It's a much more involved process than I am really willing to do or figure out and test and all of that. So I'm gonna try this. I'm hoping it works. I really think it will, and it'll help with a few other issues I've had. You saw on that strut that there's a lot of gravel abrasion in besides what wore down in the brake. And that's just due to the strut sitting so low. It's getting hit by a ton of gravel. This is going to prevent that. Protects the strut, so hopefully the struts will last longer now. And I can make more of these because now I have 2 sets of trailing arms, so I'm just going to fab up another bracket based off of his design and make another aluminum plate here because that's easy enough to find. Instead of the mud flap, I have the underbody protection material that I use, and I will just cover it in that. So I think this is a good plan going forward. I think it'll help prevent this issue, but I do know that part of this is at every single service, and if I have a long break between stages, is I need to check that bolt and make sure it has not moved. If it has, I got to tighten it back up real quick. So that's the plan for working down here. I'm kind of happy to have 2 sets of trailing arms, because now I can kind of do some development to work on some other issues, and yeah, I'm happy. Going forward, when fix this issue, I'm not going to be as worried at the next rally. Anyway, if you found this video valuable, please tell me down in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down, and click that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.